how are you? I was just getting a couple things done this morning. Just kind of like not really a bleh day. I really should bundle up the kids and go to the library because I requested like a bunch of library books for Paul. KiwiCo put out this winter reading list and I tried to get as many as I can. Our library doesn't have as many books as some of the other big counties around here, so every book that they had I requested on hold. So I have like a bazillion books on hold that I need to go get, but I also at the same time just love being home. And I have a bunch of little projects that I want to work on today. They probably won't take that long. Tilly only took a 25-minute nap this morning. Speaking of, let me go grab her. Hi. You're so happy, girl. You want some lovings? Okay. So one of many projects that I have to do now with a mom with little kids is wash an insane amount of berries. And berries are not cheap. We have inflation going on now. It's ridiculous. These are the berries from my Misfit market. The berries qualities are okay. I mean, I feel like you can't get cheaper prices than Costco, but sometimes I can't get to Costco. It's about an hour from my house. Misfit's nice because it comes right to my door. I don't have to go to the grocery store. I kind of just get them from all different places. My only thing with Misfits is raspberries and blackberries tend to get all banged up, but these blueberries, I've so excited that they were back to small blueberries. I know a lot of the grocery stores and even Costco had these mega blueberries. I didn't really like them. I didn't think they tasted very nice. I feel like the smaller ones are the sweeter ones. So I got blueberries done here, and then these are the weird raspberries. Blackberries that Misfits had, and they were almost like reddish color. It's really weird. My daughter loved them. She gobbled them up. I throw them in the salad spinner and I put in some Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. If you read on the container, you can use that to clean your fruits and veg. And I just use Dr. Bronner's in my hand soap dispenser. So I just put a pump of that, give everything a good rinse, spin everything in my salad spinner. I do have to say though, I have gotten aggressive with the salad spinning before and totally busted up my berries. I don't know if anybody else has done that before. And then I'm putting them in all sorts of different containers. I've tried so many different produce containers. I'm not really in love with any particular one and they keep breaking on me. These are the biggest strawberries I've ever seen. Is this not ridiculous? So when I'm filming this, it's the end of January and I have this theory that they come up with these mega strawberries for Valentine's Day for strawberry chocolate dipping. Could be wrong. Or it's, strawberry season somewhere. I think these came from South America, if I remember correctly. They were actually absolutely delicious. There was only one rotten one, and it was only a spot, so I put it on the top so that I would see it, and I ate it the next day or later on that day, I can't remember. But these were absolutely delicious. This is one of my favorite produce containers that has these like segments. I got the idea for this from, the Wad Squad, something like that. And she loved them. There was a bigger one too that I used to use for salad, but it actually broke. So I got to check out different options for produce containers. This is my favorite Black Friday find. It is my cordless hot glue gun. I don't use it nearly enough, but primarily now I use it for candle making to make the wicks stick at the bottom of the jar, which you're going to see in a second. But I also had to do mom toy repair. Tilly got to one of Paul's books and kind of ripped the little, windshield off that little book. It was so cute. It was from one of the KiwiCo boxes. So here are the wicks of choice that I like to use. This is actually a salsa jar from Thrive Market that Matt was so nice to clean up for me and told me that would make a cool candle jar, and I had to agree with him. This is also one of my toys, this candle pot, I guess. If you've ever made candles from home, it is next to impossible to clean whatever vessel it is. So I make candles in this jar. I don't even clean it out. I just let it cool down. I put it right back in the box and use it for the next time. And this is some cocoa butter that I like to throw in there. Almost gives it like a slight chocolate type smell. And then I throw in some coconut oil because it's supposed to help the candle not burn as fast. I just put it in a pot with actually a mason jar rim in there to kind of keep it off the bottom and just let it melt and do its thing. Then I'm processing a whole bunch of peppers we had in the fridge. They had to go, and I had 2 sweet little green bell peppers from Misfits that I actually didn't pay for. They just threw in the box. So I don't know if they had any extra or they just wanted to give me some free produce, which I'm always here for. And I'm using my OXO veggie chopper. I have gone through, I think this is my third veggie chopper. I tend to get a little aggressive with them and try to put more food in there to chop than you're probably supposed to and end up cracking them. Actually, I cracked this one today when I'm doing the onions. You'll see it in a minute. But you just, chop the peppers the best you can. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm, doing the best that I can is basically what I'm doing every day, single day. And I'd love to say that I go through this produce raw because I'm sure it's healthier for when it's raw, but I can't get my life together these days with two littles. So I like to chop it. The only bad thing about the OXO chopper is you only have this one setting. I had another chopper that had like 3 different dies, so you can basically make the dice bigger or smaller if you wanted to. I only have this one size, which is fine, and I end up freezing all of these, use them for a couple different things. I have an unstuffed pepper recipe, which is absolutely delicious, or honestly, I just throw them into chilies. It's the most common thing. Sometimes I actually throw them into taco meat as well. I actually didn't have any bell peppers in my fridge, which is shocking because this is one of the standard ones that I usually keep in there. Peppers have not been really good prices anywhere that I could find, so we ran low. I got these from Misfits, I believe, the last time, and then, like I said, the green ones. So I'm chopping them all up so I can get those in the freezer so they're not going bad in my fridge. And you can see this one has like a big wide opening in the bottom. Like I said, I didn't have a bag in the freezer to add to, so I had to start a new one. Ideally, I'd love to get stasher bags for all of these staple things that I keep in my freezer, but they're so dang expensive. I got some on Black Friday. I need to keep an eye out for more deals. I do have an onion one going. So these are just, I have no idea what kind of onions they are. White onions, yellow onions, I can never tell the difference. It was the onions that Misfit had. I don't even think it was really a choice. It was these or purple onions. Red onions, not purple onions. They're called red onions even though they are purple. But anyway, I thought it would be a good idea to chop them into steaks before I peel them, and that was a bad mistake. It was very hard getting all those peels off. But you can see I put these first 2 in here. And sometimes there's an art to it. Me thinking, hey, let's just add more and see what happens. In the process of doing that, I actually cracked the plastic a little bit, but it's fine. It still works. I probably need to cut the pieces a little bit smaller. If you read the directions, I'm sure it tells you not to do that. But I'm just processing through all of these onions. Like I said, I like to keep them in the fridge chopped so that I do recipes. It's just quicker. I can put in whatever it calls for, half a cup of onion or a cup of onion chopped. I don't have to do any extra chopping. It's already done for me. Throw it in the pot frozen. I don't thaw it or anything. And I've never had a problem. It works beautifully. I'd love to say I came up with this idea myself, but I didn't. My grocery store actually sells them in the frozen vegetable section, and I used to get them for a very long time. And then I was just like, you know what? I bet I can do this myself a lot less expensive. So here's that stasher bag I have for all my onions. There's a little bit of peppers in there, and I could care less. So I just keep that closed so it doesn't make me cry, and just keep chopping on with my onions. What is your favorite food prep hack that you do? Is there anything you think that I could benefit from? I love getting tips and tricks from different people. I think that's one of my favorite things from TikTok and Instagram is you get all of these like hacks of things that people do and probably just incorporate it in there every single day. And I have no idea that that's like a better thing to make my life easier and faster. That's what I'm looking for these days. Easy and fast, because like I said, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've got a whole bunch of kids. We live in the boondocks right outside the mountains. So it's not like we can run and just get fast food. So I'd love to make more freezer prep things, freezer meals, even just freezer prep ingredients like this that makes it easier on busy nights instead of, wanting to go get takeout. I have all of these little steps here at my fingertips that make life easy, make my life less stressed, wonderful things like that. I feel like January is a really good month for that too. With the holidays being over, you get spring cleaning, but it's still kind of the dead of winter. Doing some of these prep things now is, I think, super duper helpful. And it gets, especially things like stews and chilies and soups and really anything I use these for. Pasta dishes, skillet dinners, anything that asks for onion, I can just use these frozen little onion bits and it makes my life so much easier. I will say, though, that the day that I chop onion, even though I put this directly into my freezer, the entire freezer will smell like onions for a few days. Every single time you open it, the door. It stinks like onions. It does go away eventually, and that's with the silicone and plastic bags that I've tried using before. And this video is so representative of all the weird random things that I try to get done in a day. Back to the candle wax, you can see it's melting. I'm grabbing some essential oils. I was gonna try orange this time, and I'm lazy and just put it in the bottom of my jar here. Did not use enough because the candle definitely doesn't really smell like anything. It just puts off a really nice ambiance in my room, especially while we're watching Yellowstone, which is my favorite thing to do in the evenings these days. So I just filled this up, let it sit on the counter while we made dinner, and I actually used some alcohol to get that best of date by. And this is later on in my room. Just lit that candle. It was so nice and cozy and wonderful, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful January. If you like videos like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, leave me some comments below. I love hearing from you, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.